This is my Deviant Guitars Grimoire. It is a guitar I designed in conjunction with my friend and owner/luthier, Royce. This guitar is a marriage between my favorite aspects of the guitars I love, and the result was a signature guitar that was custom designed to my own specifications. It's something that I feel really grateful to have had the opportunity to do, but there were some big issues with this guitar when it first showed up, and Royce and I immediately began talking about an updated version to fix some of the flaws and make it the ultimate shred machine. So in this video, we're going to unbox the new one. I'll talk about some of the changes we made and why, and then we are going to plug it in and chug the living hell out of it. All right, guys, I'm working on a video right now, and I totally had to just pause it because something really cool just showed up, so let's go check it out. I'm super pumped on this moment. I've been waiting for this day for a while. So, what do we have here? Looks like a guitar box. It is not from Amazon, despite the Amazon smiley face and the tape on it. Let's get this thing inside and open it up. So Royce and I kind of started talking about what would be different on this iteration of the Grimoire right away. And I think through building that first one, he really learned a lot of things because he had a lot of really good insight into building this one. Here's the case, the big boy case, moment of truth. Oh, dude, this is so sick. Oh my God. All right, let me open this for you guys so you can see it. Huh? What about that? Holy shit, dude. This is really cool. He also made this custom fitted case for me. I'm very excited about that, but oh my God. Oh, dude. It's so beautiful in every way. Holy shit, dog. My word. So clearly, just from looking at this guitar, Royce has gotten much better at his craft. Okay, I have to pause the video right here. I feel like in order to fully understand and appreciate this guitar, I have to take you back in time and show you Grimoire 1 and talk about some of the problems that we had with it and the things that were addressed with this new one. So let's do that now.
Video for you today. Royce just called me to let me know that my guitar's done, so we're gonna go take a drive out to him and pick it up and yeah, check it out together. Pretty excited about it. Let's go. Ugh. You know how I know my wife was driving the car? The seat's like all the way forward. It's weird too, she's pregnant. I think she would need like the extra room. All right, we're here. We're gonna check this guy out. Let's do it. It's a dog. The dog's gonna jump up on me. I already know. I already know. Hi, puppy. Oh, you just want to follow me? You want to check me out from behind? I see what's going on here. Do you want me to throw that ball? Is that what you're trying to do? Is that what's happening here? You throw the ball? Check this guy out. Shit, dude. Oh my God. Oh. This is my Deviant Guitars Grimoire. So the main guitar that this took a lot of inspiration from should be no surprise for anyone. It is a Jackson Kelly. You can tell by the design this was influenced by the Jackson Kelly a lot. And then we have this extreme horn on this side. There are a couple guitars that do this, one being the Jackson Warrior, but one that I thought was really cool that did it is the Ormsby X. So we wanted to have a very large, prominent horn on this end. This was a really fun guitar to design. I learned a lot through the process, and I had a really good time doing it. And if you ever see it in the back corner of my room, over here, you might be able to see it in that camera, the foam cutout up there, it's pink. People always ask me why I have a pink guitar body hanging on my wall, and that's why it's actually like the foam cutout prototype before Royce put this thing together for me. Now, I get this question all the time, and rightly so. People always ask me, why haven't you made a video on that guitar you always play? There was a lot of things going on at the time that this guitar was designed and created, namely the pandemic. You guys remember that? So there were a lot of different moving pieces at the time this guitar was designed, and a lot of things that I wanted to incorporate in this guitar that Royce was not familiar with at the time that probably just needed some more attention. So the end result is I got this really cool, awesome playing guitar that I had been thinking about, that I had this idea of what it was inside my head, but it had some design flaws. And at that time he was just starting, and I don't think he had made a lot of guitars yet, but he has since made a lot of guitars. So fast forward and we start exchanging text messages, and I start sending him ideas and getting more and more excited about this project as it went on. And the end result of all that effort was this guy, the Grim War. It has a 25.5-inch scale, it has an ebony fretboard, it has stainless steel frets, it has a custom inlay on the 12th fret marker, it comes equipped with a Floyd Rose Pro bridge system, EMG 8185 set, a single volume knob with a 3-way toggle switch. We also have Hipshot locking tuners. The back is actually really cool here. This is all magnetic, so you don't actually have to unscrew anything. If you need to make an adjustment, you just pop this thing right off. I have the noiseless Floyd Rose springs in here. I have the Schaller claw, and I have an upgraded Floyd Rose brass block as well. And the neck is a set-in neck. It actually is flamed maple if you look very closely at the back of it, and the body of this guitar is mahogany with a flamed maple top. So this has been an excellent workhorse guitar for me. It has inspired countless riffs that you have heard on this channel. I really enjoy this guitar a lot. But why didn't I make a video on it? Well, there were definitely some flaws with this guitar, and I feel like a lot of that has to do with the rushed nature of the project, as well as it being like Royce's first kind of extreme metal shaped guitar. So let me talk about those a little bit. And first and foremost, Royce is my friend, and I didn't want to put anything on my channel that might sort of like disparage him as a guitar builder. So now that we have the second one, I could talk about some of those flaws, and then we could check out the new one and see how those have been updated. The first major flaw here with this guitar is the fingerboard is very thick, and while it doesn't affect the playability, I do believe that this sort of affects the string tension and the neck adjustment. Also, Royce did make these pretty cool custom fretboard markers, but instead of being in the actual fretboard wood, they are in between the wood and the neck, which is just a little bit weird. And you can see up here towards the 24th fret, they actually sort of disappear into the body wood. The frets were a little bit uneven as well up towards the 24th fret, and while it didn't really affect the playability of the guitar at all, there are a few notes that buzz on this guitar if I get the action down to where I like it. Royce had actually built 2 other guitars at the same time as this one, and those guitars came out excellent, so I knew it wasn't anything with Royce as a builder or anything like that. I just knew it was because the project was a little bit rushed and there was all this sort of like chaos happening at the time.
All right, so now that we have all of that out of the way, let's get back to the new Grimoire.
This is so fucking nice. All right, let's talk a little bit about this guitar. The main differences in between this guitar and the Grimoire that I just showed you is the horn has a slightly different shape on this guitar. It doesn't have such an intense bevel on the front of it. I just felt like this looked a little bit more prominent and a little bit cooler. Obviously, the issue with the neck was addressed. This neck looks a lot cleaner. On the back here, this is a pretty big improvement over the last Grimoire. If you look at the heel on the neck, it is so much smoother, so much more carved out. Yeah, it just has a nice feel to it. Maybe I should just read the specs, huh? Grimoire 2 is a solid mahogany guitar. It has a set 3-piece neck that has a 25.5-inch scale, stainless steel frets with lumen lace side dots, and a custom glow-in-the-dark 12th fret marker. We have Hipshot locking tuners, a Floyd Rose Pro Series bridge, 1 volume knob, 3-way toggle switch, and for this guitar I opted for an EMG 8185X set. Now, just for full disclosure, the only reason that I opted for the X set was because I wanted a brushed black set, and this was the only one that I could find was the X version. They didn't have just the normal EMG 8185, so. This guitar also has the magnetic backplate, it has a Schaller claw, and it has the upgraded Floyd Rose brass block. We still have this cool battery compartment on the back so you can easily, you know, swap out your battery if you need to. Like I mentioned, the horn and the heel are a bit different, but the biggest difference on this guitar is the fretwork. This fretwork is light years ahead of the original Grimoire. We also have the truss rod adjustment at the heel of this guitar, so you don't have to worry about, you know, a neck plate and taking that off if you need to adjust your truss rod, which is really nice. Okay, so I've just been sitting here talking about this guitar, and I actually want to plug it in and play it, so I'm gonna do that. I can tell you right away, just from first chugs. The craftsmanship on this guitar feels much better. Everything just feels really solid. I got a hair on here though. It's my hair. gets everywhere. It's one of the things about having long hair. And to add to that comment about the craftsmanship, the fretwork is just so good on this guitar. The neck is a little bit of a different shape, but I actually prefer this neck. It is more in line with like my Jackson guitars. Just lends itself to some shredding, you know? And for those of you that are curious, because I'm sure this question is going to come up, EMG X's versus the original EMGs. I think I like the X's more. There is just a little bit less compression and they just articulate a little bit better. Let's get out the old one for comparison, and then that might jog up some other comparisons that I'm not thinking about right now in my mind parts. You know what I mean? Okay. So I have not really played this guitar. Oh yeah, I can't even put the strap on because one of the strap buttons is broke on here. That's fine. I gotta fix that. It's really interesting because just holding it right away, this is a flat finished guitar and it's very glossy now because I put a lot of hours playing onto this guitar. So when you have a flat guitar like this, it does get a little bit glossy from the oils of your hands, but then it actually feels very nice and smooth. And another thing that I'm noticing about the fretwork, it's something that I really think speaks to how much Royce has improved since we did this like prototype of a guitar. I have the action so low on that guitar, but all of the notes ring out. You can hear everything and it sounds really good. And some of the notes on this one, they just don't ring out nearly as clear. You know, with this guitar, it is certainly comfortable, it is playable, it has been my workhorse for like the last 2 years. But there is the issue with the fretboard. The fretboard is thicker than it should be, which led to this issue here with the nut. The nut had to be shimmed. And the neck shape on this guitar is actually fine. I actually like the neck shape on this guitar. It reminds me of one of my Solars. You know, it's a little bit more U-shaped, I guess, whereas that's a little bit flatter and like D-shaped. But man, like I said, this has been my daily player for a long time, and it's just really interesting to play the new one for a while and then go back to this one and immediately notice some of the things that I just kind of got used to on this guitar. Now, I do like the ergonomic stuff that's going on here. This has a deeper belly cut. This beveling is a little bit more intense here. You know, we have the more intense beveling on the horn, but I prefer the aesthetic of the newer guitar. So I think that's a compromise that just had to be made, in my opinion. But man, both these guitars are great. Okay, let's go back over to the other one. Yeah, man, you just notice the notes ringing out so much clearer on this guitar, and the feel is quite a bit different. This guitar also is open pore, so when comparing it to the other one, you know, that was like a flat finish and it got glossy over time. I don't have the time in on this one to quite get my oils for my hands into the wood on here, but I guarantee you that will happen because this is probably gonna be my daily player for a long time. Yeah, man, this guitar is just such a big step up in craftsmanship. And not that I had a problem, you know, endorsing Royce's work before. I thought he made really cool guitars, but I think that he has gone to another tier here. I think that he's just really gone to another level, and I'm just really proud to be playing one of his guitars. And if you have ever been interested in a Deviant guitar, Grimoire or otherwise, like maybe you've seen them on my channel and you thought,
Man, that's a really cool guitar. I should snag one of these days.
I would do it sooner than later, because I think that the quality of this guitar justifies a much higher price than he charges. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he raised his prices to be more in line with these custom guitar luthiers. All right, this guitar is a lot of fun to play. Shout out to Royce for making kick-ass guitars and being my friend. Shout out to you for just hanging out here with me and watching these videos. If you like it, make sure to hit the like button. If you really like what I do here on my channel, consider subscribing or becoming a member or a patron, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.